What's going on, everybody? Tarek FATTAL here. Another edition of the FATTAL Factor. Man, last time we were on, it was Sunday, Selection Sunday, CIF Southern Section Championship reveal, the playoff reveal, I guess is the better way to put it. Slight upgrade on the hardware. Got some wireless earbuds that I'm trying out, and we'll see how that goes today. So far, so good on everything pre-show, but it gives me an opportunity to kind of get loose, no more wires that are gonna keep me from getting a little more physical. Another thing that I want to right off the top thank everybody for was my sub goal was 1,500, and we reached that during the selection show on Sunday. So now the next goal is 2,000. So I just really appreciate the community here that shows up every week pretty much, man. We're talking high school football. Basketball's around the corner. We had some drama with Tyron Stokes, the Notre Dame star, #1 recruit in the country. That story took off pretty big. We've had some coaches, football coaches already fired. JSerra job open. St. Francis job is open. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk. Division I first round has come and gone, right? We've got winner go home situations. Now we've got quarterfinals on Friday. Division I now kicks off. There is a lot going on. So Aram and I felt like, hey, no guest this week. We're just going to spitball it. We're going to talk to you guys. And so the point is I want to thank you guys for showing up every week, subscribing to the channel. What helps me is telling people about the channel, have them get in here, enjoy the chat. I also appreciate, hey, give the video a like. I'd appreciate that too. That's real click of a button or a tap on your phone, however you're watching. But as the numbers kind of kick up here a little bit, I've got a little story, personal, both with a friend of mine, and then I think it'd be great to get some insight from Aram on it. So kind of stay tuned on that here in the next 5, 7, maybe 10 minutes at the most. That's how we're going to start the top of the show as I kind of filibuster, bring Aram on. We kind of recap some things. I want to get to this story. And then we're going to recap playoffs. We'll talk Division I quarterfinals for sure, maybe pick some winners. We will talk coaching carousel. Like I said, JSerra, big Trinity League job open. We already saw the salary range posted, 150 to 200K to coach high school football. Honestly, people think that's some mind-boggling number. It's really not. That sounds about right, especially if you're coaching in the Trinity League or you're living down in Orange County. That's how serious high school football is here, man. You can make a couple $100,000 coaching high school football. And then St. Francis opened up. Dean Harrington got blindsided. That was quite a ripple maker as well. So we got plenty to talk about. So without further ado, thank you all, everyone, for joining. I'm seeing DT in the chat. Rory is in the chat. Josh Thompson in the chat. A couple other guys that I don't. Some of the names I'm not recognizing. I wonder if it has something to, if it's like repeat viewers, but with different sign-ins or different usernames, or maybe there's a glitch there. But always appreciate you guys coming. I think Steve Ramirez is in. Maybe YouTube's changed some things where your username looks different than it used to. Anyway, let's bring Aram on. Let's give him his intro and get him on, and let's talk about how his week went after the first round of playoffs.
All right, bro, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
There he is. Aram, what's up, brother?
Hey, Tarek, how's it going?
What's up, man? I feel like I got the HS ratings up. Let me get the chat up. That's what people really like to see. On the feedback, people really like to see the chat on the screen. I've kind of noticed that. So let me, there we go. So for right now, we'll go with that. Aram, I know that, look, first of all, real quick, YouTube TV, I can't watch any ESPN. So I don't know how people are out there watching this Packer game, but it looks tight. I got the game cast on. For those that aren't, I mean, look, I'm seeing Packers with the ball about midfield, 4th and 1 with 1:30 to go. That's what I'm seeing on the game cast.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happens. Well, I don't know. There's penalty flags. The Eagles may have gotten a stop, but they may have been offsides.
If the Eagles get a stop, game over, or no, there's timeouts left and so on and so forth.
It should be game over, but I don't know. We'll see what happens here with this call.
All right.
False start. Okay.
You want me to just keep going while you're looking at the TV, or are you going to You're the
I'm
co-host.
sorry,
We
dude.
need something from you here, brother.
So it's Philly ball. It looks like they made a stop. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not praying to God right now. I'm just like looking up at my TV.
Well, maybe you are. What did you? Any action on the game?
We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, all right. See.
I can't tell if Josh Jacobs fumbled, which it looks like he did, and they recovered.
So they're in the middle of a review right now. 60 people in right now. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I think a couple more people might trickle in, and then we got story time. While you're watching, Aram, I mean, go ahead, Aram. If you have something to say, I do have something I can talk to the chat and the stream about while you're.
No, I just, something I need to bring up tonight is the new flavor at Wingstop.
Wow.
Wingstop is terrible, by the way, in my opinion. I don't like it, but I don't.
What's your preferred big box wing restaurant then?
They all suck.
Yeah.
It's kind of like breakfast burritos, dude. So
here we go.
I'm sorry, but it's true. The best wings I've ever had, by the way, though, are at the Fontainebleau at the Tavern, which is their sports bar / sports book. Those are the best wings I've ever had. But what are you going to do? That's in Vegas. We're in LA. Yeah, man. So here's the thing. Yeah, Patrick, I am looking like touchdown Jesus. The game's breaking, man. I'm sure everyone's looking at their screen. But yeah, what I was going to tell you was you need to sign up with Fubo TV for their 5-day, and this is for everybody, for their 5-day trial. And it's free, obviously. And then you just got to remember to cancel after 5 days. Now, I have to cancel like tonight after this game, or else I think tomorrow, the next day, I'll start being charged.
And you have YouTube TV as well, right? We've talked about how much we love it.
Yes, I do. Fubo's great. It's basically the same thing, but the problem is they don't have the multi-view, so you can't watch multiple games at one time, which sucks. I've gotten so used to that.
I can't imagine the YouTube TV ESPN feud going on for too much longer, but it's actually gone longer than I've already thought. So
right,
I don't know, man. I may have to cancel. This is like ridiculous.
Yeah. So. Take your free trial, Tarek, around Friday.
Right.
So you'll be able to watch all the games over the weekend through Monday Night Football. That's my advice, everybody. Your boy Aram already used his trial. So
but can't you just do it with a different email? Or the tracking?
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's, I could.
Could be an IP address thing where they find a way to get you.
Yeah, I could try. I think DirecTV streaming is also having sort of the same thing, the same sort of special. But whatever, man. Like you said, I hope this is resolved soon. This is just horrible to do to football fans.
No,
man.
it is.
It really is.
I can't imagine it's gone this long. Coach Keith Miller, Bellflower head coach, is in here, man. That's a team I think that it's been so long now. I think they went 0-10 last year, and they won their playoff game last week. So shout out to Coach Miller. Says, love to see you guys back on here. Love the show. It's so funny. We had the reveal show on Sunday, and then no show Monday, just because I felt like it would have been a repeat of what was going on. So why does it feel like it's been longer than one extra day since we've been, like 8 days? It's been 8 days, right? Not 7 since we've been on, and it feels like we've missed so much, but I think that's because the first round of football has come and gone. We got a nice, decent amount of people in here. There's 70 people in here. So what I want to do, Aaron, real quick, I want to get just, I think get human here for a second, if that's cool. And I think people will appreciate that because, honestly, at the end of the day, everyone knows my slogan. You take the job seriously, we don't take ourselves too seriously, and I think there's some real thing. Or should we wait till the game to finish?
Yeah, let's wait.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. Let's wait for the game. Let's spitball a little. A minute 22 to go. What ended up happening? So the Eagles got the ball back, so the game should be over.
No, I think the Packers have enough timeouts to get the ball back, but I'm just not sure how much time there will be left. It's 2nd and 8 right now for the Eagles.
Well, a first down might finish it then.
Yeah, but what are the chances they get one of those? The Packers are calling timeout with a boy. This is kind of interesting, man. Like we're having to get play-by-play for those that don't have it.
I mean, I keep it up because I love sports. I'm a sports person. Obviously, I cannot watch the game. So like I'm I'm
Yeah.
the host of the show and I want updates from you. I mean, I'm looking at the game cast. 3rd and 7 now, I see.
Yeah, clock is stopped at 118, 3rd and 7 for the Eagles, kind of like inside the Packers 40. So they're probably just going to run the ball again and be able to make them burn. Well, excuse me, they've already burned their timeouts. Take the clock down like another 40 seconds or whatever, and then punt. So it looks like Green Bay will get the ball back, without any timeouts and seconds left. We'll see. They should have like 30 something seconds left. So
Okay. Sorry, I got a text saying that the stream went out, but it looks good on my side. I usually don't do this. I'm actually watching it back on a different screen, and I think people in the chat would say something if we were going crazy. Okay, so yeah, keep us posted on that, Aram. It's 4th and 6 now, 1:18 to go. Totally interrupt me if something happens, but I do want to touch on Tyron Stokes real quick.
Yes, let's do it.
Just because I think people that are even at least somewhat sports fans, at least a lot of football people in here right now, but Tyron Stokes, if you don't know, #1 high school basketball player in the country, and I had inklings. Actually, real quick, Aram, do you remember me telling you over the phone in my kitchen like a week before it happened at all? Hey, buddy, you want to hear something kind of juicy? The top player in the country is probably going to get kicked out of school, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh, wow. Yeah. Like, I was like,
I lose track with all the stories you break, dude.
Appreciate it. But yeah, that was one I kind of knew was coming down the pike. There's some details I probably shouldn't share, so I won't. But there are some I think I can. And really what happened was this was a really talented young man, Tyron Stokes, #1 kid in the country, 6'7", can do pretty much everything. Will probably be a lottery pick talent-wise if he can keep it together. But he clearly, he's had altercations where he like gets in altercations, physical altercations with other students on campus. And so he kind of had a third strike you're out altercation this fall. And man, he just got into it with like the wrong kid. Let's just put it that way. And I think that heightened his offense. And so I think there was a path that the school gave him to stay on campus and stick around. But even if I'm Tyron Stokes and his parents and whatever, his mother, from what I understand, the plan that was given seemed a little like they were using him a little. It was kind of like, hey, take school online, don't be on campus, but you can still play basketball, kind of like that a little bit. And yeah, that's probably not great either. So anyway, they end up releasing a statement that he has left the school, withdrawn. He probably would have ended up getting, he had already served a suspension earlier in the year. That's why when he decided to play football, there were some games he didn't even suit up. So that was a red flag. As I'm getting used to these earbuds, they're kind of falling out.
The most idiotic thing I've ever seen.
No way, the Packers have the ball.
The Eagles didn't punt. They're only up 3. They didn't punt from like the Packers 38 on 4th and 6. With 33 seconds left. And now they threw a deep pass to A.J. Brown for some reason, incomplete. And now the Packers have the ball at the 35. They only got to get like 25, 30 yards.
And to give themselves a chance here.
Yeah. And now he's throwing deep. Gosh. He's got – it's incomplete.
Okay, no, keep it going. Keep it going. I'll finish.
I don't understand like why you wouldn't punt there.
Yeah, and just at least make them go the whole field, or at least, half of it for a field goal. Whatever.
Yeah, try and get them back. I mean, it's a field goal. I mean, 20, 30 yards for these NFL offenses is nothing.
So last ad on Tyron Stokes, he ends up leaving school, and it was technically a withdrawal. So he can go to a CIF school, though I sense it like almost like a, there's a word, kind of like a reputational hazard to take him the second week in November, a week before basketball starts. Did they just have a big completion?
They must have. I'm getting text messages.
They're across the 50-yard line now. I'm looking on the game cast.
Yeah, they're down to the
Philadelphia
running.
46, 6 seconds to go. Oh my gosh. A game cast has never looked so fun.
Yeah, so
people are asking me where Stokes is going to go. I think he's going to go to a national prep school. I don't know where. Prolific prep, people always think. I don't know if, Prolific Prep's in Florida now, so maybe. But I think a national prep is probably a good fit. I've also heard that he might just shut it down. pick a school in regards to college and go live there and just get ready for college.
Tarek, they're going to attempt what looks like a 64-yard field goal to tie it with 5 seconds left. I don't know what to say.
Okay, well, let's. All right.
And I think McManus actually is one of the guys that actually has this kind of leg. So we'll see here. I don't know if they're going to try and ice him or what. I cannot believe he didn't punt the ball.
Trying to get these in more. All right, well, we'll just kind of wait for your updates. But yeah, that's on Tyron Stokes. Any other questions I can try and answer?
Yeah, my question is, can you tell people where he's committed for basketball, if he's committed anywhere yet?
Oh, yeah, that information I don't have, but I believe it's Kentucky, Oregon, and Kansas? Something like that. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but, it changes the landscape of high school basketball in SoCal. We'll get to that as basketball rolls around. It starts on the 17th, so a week from today. But Notre Dame is still going to be very, very good. Remember the name Navarro Bowman.
Yeah, didn't that league just have its
media day? Yeah,
Did you
today.
go or
no? I didn't go. No, I didn't.
Okay, I don't blame you. I don't know why,
They need to change the format. It's not that I didn't want to go. I had to watch Isla, and I'm not gonna leave Bree with a 2-year-old and a 3-week-old for half the day. They just take too long. They drag. The formats need to change. Rutherford in the chat. He was texting me saying that the stream went out, but I think his internet went out. So now he's saying
that happened to me tonight at Fox.
Okay, so missed field goal looks like.
Yeah, Patrick Hagan, our boy, my brother P-Funk, he says Green Bay missed. I don't know if he's referring to the
Mark Harris earlier said that the kick was short.
Okay, Patrick
10-7 final. Okay, cool, man. All right, so we can move on.
Yeah, all right.
Dallas, you can't. Sorry, no. Okay, great. We have the final. We got 75 people in here. This is good. It might get up to 100 here on a ho-hum Monday in the middle of November. Okay, let's get this show on the road here now that football is over.
Yes.
So here's my quick story, man. I got a buddy. He's in the chat. His name is Rory, and he is. I want to be. What's the word here, man? I want to be sensitive. I want to be appropriate. This is not. I just want to. The reason why I'm telling the story. Okay, there's a sliver of entertainment to it, sure. And Rory, I've already asked him if it's cool, and he said it's cool. So that's one. Two, you are someone that can speak to this, and I'll leave it to you to share what you want to divulge about your own personal journey. But Rory has been basically a childhood acquaintance since I was a teenager, but has become more of a real friend the last handful of years, half dozen years. We're in a group chat, and it's the guys that are in this chat, Aram. It's Dallas, Josh Thompson, Daniel Thompson, who you call DT, and Rory, who's always in here. And Rory is on a weight loss journey. And he's been struggling to kind of get it going, turning a corner, per se. And he always gets motivated about something, right? A plan. He's been into gym. I want to say he was doing like rowing classes. He's tried running, like little 5Ks and stuff. But it never seems to get really moving towards the goal he's setting for himself. That being said, we were talking about taking a boys trip in the summer. Like, man, let's go to Vegas. Come on, blah, 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 blah. And I just said, man, I don't know if that's something I really want to do. So we were mulling. The guys were trying to egg me on. Come on, man, let's do it. Let's do it. I said, look, Rory, if you lose 50 pounds by June 1st, 2026, I will go on the boys trip. I will pay for your airfare. Our boy Dallas in the chat chimes in, goes, I'm doubling down. I'll pay for your share of the hotel room. So now Aram's all fired up about it. And so
Rory.
Rory, excuse me. Yeah. Sorry, I was slightly distracted. And so anyway, so now we did a weigh-in over the weekend. I'm not going to say the numbers and stuff, but he needs to lose some weight. And he needs to lose 50 pounds. My only kind of caveat, if you want to call it, but more of like a condition, is he can't like lose it real quick or in this 7-month span, and then by June 1st, like he can't lose it in 3 months and then be done.
Oh,
He has to be 50 pounds lighter on June 1st.
that's a big kicker. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
yeah, and he knows that. So like my point is like if he puts his ass into gear and loses 50 pounds in a healthy range here, and March rolls around and he's about where he needs to be, let's say he gets to the number, and it's not like, oh, I did it in March. No. You have to be that number June 1st or less, obviously.
That's a big kicker.
Yeah, like it's got to be like part of your lifestyle now, per se. And we're all doing this because we love Rory. He's our friend. Like we want to see him like kick ass and be healthier and so on. So a little bit long on that, but I wanted to give the detail. I want you to give insight on any disciplinary, diet, any challenge that you might be able to relate to Rory's journey. You have the floor.
Yeah. Thank you, Tarek. First of all, kick ass, Rory. Do this. I did not. Tarek kind of gave me a little background previously, so I didn't have the full details about you have to be 50 or lower on the date. So because I think you could lose 50 pounds in 3 months, man, but that's going to mean keeping it off for what, another 3 months? That's a difficult proposition.
But you like that though, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the thought of a June Vegas run as well.
Okay.
I think you guys are going to end up on the trip also.
Regardless?
Yeah, I do. Especially you, Tarek. I know you're going to act like
I'll tell you what. I know. Sorry, I'm supposed to give you the floor, but sidebar that you will love in the chat, and I can take a screenshot of it and send it to you off show. Rory specifically said, "If we go to Vegas, will Aram meet us there?" And I said, "Dude, if we go to Vegas and he knows the goal that was achieved, he will be there before we are. We'll be meeting him there." So just so you know, man, you have been in our thoughts and our prayers.
Yeah, everyone thinks of Aram when they think of Vegas, but yeah, I'm not like Mr. Party Guy. I tell people I'm not like young Gabriel always says, like, I don't know if he's here tonight, but he always says, like, Aram, show me how to do Vegas. I'm like, bro, I'm not the guy for that, man. I don't drink. I don't
you do
really
Vegas
party.
like an old person.
Yeah,
which is great. That's how I do. That's how I personally like to do it, and my friends can attest to that. Dude, I'm a big like Cirque du Soleil guy. Seriously. I don't know if you've ever been to those. Anyway, no. I don't want to bore everybody out there. I want you to talk about Rory.
I post up in the sports book, and that's pretty much it. And I people watch. Also, I like to eat. So Rory, like when you do this, you're going to gain back 20 on that trip. But that's okay. You'll have already had everything in the bank with that. Anyways, saying that I heard Rory, consider this, man. Every bite of food you eat is a vote for your future self. So just kind of think about that and remember it. My best advice would be actual nuts and bolts advice. What has helped me, and like football season, I usually gain weight, but I haven't this year, thank God. No carbs for breakfast, no carbs for lunch, and then just a sensible regular dinner that can be anything, but preferably not more than one serving of carbs there. And then walking. But I feel like I walk more for mental than I do for weight loss, but it does help. So I prefer like people like for life things to give, or even financial things to give nuts and bolts advice. Bro, if you can swing eating an omelet in the morning for breakfast and then like rotisserie chicken for lunch, and then keep your dinner to, just if you want to have a burger, no fries. I really think you'll be able to pull this weight like in no time. So we're rooting for you.
You're invested now. You'll like check in on Rory like via like stream or like text me now.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him to Vegas regardless. So I'm just kidding. No, we got to stick with this.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm glad that anything else before we move on, because I thought that was a little bit personal, a little bit real life. I think people at the end of the day, man, this show is sports and high school football, but like a little bit of real life too, getting to know people. so on and so forth. So
I can't believe I sabotaged though, Tarek, by bringing up Wingstop and the new flavor that I had today. Which actually, Rory and everyone out there, you can do Wingstop low carb. Just don't get any of the sugary flavors, like no barbecue, no teriyaki, none of that crap. The new flavor is fiery lime, and it fiery sucked. It's not fiery at all.
That sounds fantastic.
No, it looked good. I posted the pic on Instagram in my stories. It looked good, but it sucked. So what are you gonna do? But Wingstop sucks. So
Aram, can you repeat that one kind of fortune cookie-esque type line you hit us with the bite, which I think I say that like I'm dissing it, but it actually was really. And then can you kind of like share what it really means and maybe the like ethos of it, like moving forward, and maybe how it helped you?
Yeah, every bite of food you take is a vote for your future self. You could probably turn that into other things, like if people's issue is drinking or drugs, but that type of thing. But when it comes to food, he said he had a Lunchable day one. Yeah, cool, Dallas.
He did. That is true.
When it comes to food, you know, I think that's probably how can I put this? It's like you have to dance with the devil 3 times a day. You know, if people eat three meals, you know, unlike alcohol, you could totally abstain. Drugs, you could totally abstain. Gambling, sex, shopping, but food, you know, it's a dog you got to walk 3 times a day, and I think that's what gets a lot of us. So I think you kind of have to take that saying and just kind of, you know, put your own sort of, you know, spin on it as far as it pertains to your own life.
I like that, man. That's a good point. Like, you have to eat to survive. Like
yeah.
You know, like that's what you're basically saying. It's not something you can just shun away, you know, for X amount of time or forever or what have you.
But like, dude, when I brought up Wingstop, the whole chat turned to like KFC and stuff like that. Which, by the way, KFC has the best sides, and now we're just totally fucking Rory up.
No, Rory. I'll tell you what doesn't. No, and I'll tell you, Rory will be. Rory's so funny. He texted me on the side, Tarek, you have my full permission to use my name, image, and likeness. Like so he was like giving me like basically I could share how much he weighs and stuff, even though I'm not going to. But you know what he does? I mean, he's giving me permission, so I think that you know what he does. He's going through school and things of that nature. So he's a full-time like Uber driver, delivery, like food, not like driving people around. So this guy's basically around food all day long.
Oh, so he's doing like Uber Eats and Postmates and that?
Correct. Maybe DoorDash. But yeah, man. So he I don't know if that maybe he's just so used to it. Maybe that helps him. Maybe it's hurting him. I'm not exactly sure. But in my opinion, just knowing Rory, for him, it's about consistently coming up with activity. Like he's just, I think he's just, he'll start that train and then it kind of dies away. So discipline, obviously, with any goal you have in mind, athletic or any goal ever in the history of life, needs some type of discipline. So Rory, we're rooting for you, man. I hope the chat that is in here, good amount of people in here right now, know about you, man. I guarantee you, I'll be at a high school football game or basketball game this year, and someone watching this stream right now will ask me how my friend Rory is doing. I can guarantee it. Aram could probably back me up on that. So, yeah, man, you got some support now, brother, and we want to see. It'll be something we keep talking about during the stream, and man, how great would it be to maybe go live on the FATTAL Factor from Vegas early June.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Yeah,
something really like good. That. So
like we did for Selection Sunday.
There you go. There you go.
I like it. By the way, Al, your friends are hilarious, man.
I got a good group, man. They're a good group of guys, man. Seriously, show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. I got some good guys, man. I'm not kidding. I mean, look, man. Think about it. None of these guys are high school sports fans, but they're in here supporting me on a Monday night. You see, no, none of these guys like. Now, Dallas is probably a little more into it because he himself was a pretty standout basketball player at Campbell Hall. So he likes to come like to a Sierra Canyon game or a Harvard Westlake basketball game from time to time. Josh and Daniel, I think they just, they probably like look at my stuff on Instagram and kind of keep in touch, kind of keep checking on. But my point is these guys don't follow high school sports like a lot of the other viewers do. Yet here they are, you know, supporting me and getting a kick out of the whole thing. So I think that speaks for itself right there.
Dallas is a mover and a shaker, man. If you see him on Instagram,
Big time
bro's
mover
putting
and shaker.
together deals, and
He knows
you know,
it. He is a mover and a shaker. He's been like that his whole life, man.
yeah.
Him and I met when I was 15 years old, and it was like damn near love at first sight. You'd laugh if you heard our two wives talk about how much we talk every day and stuff like that. You'd get a kick out of that.
Just vote for yourself, Rory.
Yeah. But yeah, man, these are my guys, and they're good dudes, man. I got a couple others that I keep close that are good guys too. Okay, Aram, that is it for the Rory segment. So really, we just asked Aram, you know, the epitome of the segment. So that was good. Thanks for the feedback there. Okay, man. I mean, let's pivot a little bit. Division I first round football. I mean, for you, maybe a headline or two that stood out. I'll let you go first, and then we'll keep it pushing, man. And I don't want to be on here till the middle of the clock at night. So I'm just letting people know we're not going to drag this thing on, but we certainly want to talk playoff football. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so I thought the biggest takeaway was sort of a all-encompassing one as far as the playoff format is concerned and the way they division now. I thought that it was a rousing success. And obviously we haven't had D1 yet. They had their bye, but so D2 through D14, I thought it was a rousing success. Now I know that people will pick certain things out, like Upland being a 2-8 team and beating Los Altos, a 10-0 team, and you know, two teams from vastly different leagues, that type of stuff. They'll pick that out, but as a whole, you look at the close games you saw at D2, D3, D4, even in D5. You see the sexy matchups that we have coming up this week, and I think it was a rousing success. And I want to remind people the reason why we're in this spot, the reason why we division the way we do now, is because the first round scores were so lopsided previously. And I just want to ask people, all of you out there in your quiet time tonight, when you go to bed and you put your head on the pillow, did you like it when the Moore League third place team was in D1? Did you like it when the third place team in Corona Centennials League, you know, a team like just Corona, was in D1 and got whacked 66-10 or 66-7 in the first round? Think about the way it was before. Or did you like it when a team just loaded up on transfers, was in D8 when they clearly had a D2 caliber team, and won a division that they just completely laid over? Did you like it back when Oaks Christian was rolling and they were in like D11 or whatever, playing Oak Park for CIF championships? And I know the answer is no. And I do think the flip side of that is that people do like things like the competitive games that we're seeing across the divisions. So that was my main takeaway. And then, of course, Rio Hondo Prep. Just, you know, we still haven't found their ceiling, Tarek.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and put that up. A little article there.
Bro, you finding things?
Yeah. Actually, no. Hold on. No. I was being funny. Let me actually make sure you can see this.
Okay, wait up, Tarek. I'm gonna text you.
Okay. Now I'm curious. Now you got me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I also think the Rio Hondo Prep story, for those that don't know, Rio Hondo Prep, I wrote another story about them. They're kind of like the gift that keeps on giving. They're a small private school with only now I've been confirmed 82 boys. Last year it was more like 70 or 71. And yeah, man, they're just known for going and taking on these huge schools with huge enrollments. The big one last year was Warren High School, and in Division 7 championship,
Right, yeah,
and won it. You know, and Warren is an enrollment of 3,600 students, and here's little old Rio Hondo Prep with 82 boys and 120 kids in the whole school, knocking them off handily. I think it was 43-16 in the final. So in the opening round of Division 5, to your point, Aaron, we don't know where their ceiling is. They keep kind of marching up. They go on the road to Thousand Oaks, a really decent team. Yeah, they beat them. They were down 21-8 and ended up beating them 50-34. Rio Hondo Prep. So this is the story that keeps on going, and now they play Troy High School, which is another public school that has 2,600 students in it. And, you know, I get it, private, public, you know, I think all things are created equal, but what we're starting to see is the competitive equity is working in this scenario. I think this is a team that doesn't... Rio Hondo Prep, the small school and the small private, blah, 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 they don't need to be down in Division 10, 11, or 12. I think to your point, they're up in a division where they're being tested, and we're finding out they're actually winning those games. So kudos to them. Eventually, I think it will kind of catch up to them. Here's why I bring up the numbers, okay? For people that are kind of get up in arms about numbers and, oh, it's public, private, it doesn't matter. This is what competitive equity is. Numbers are huge late in a football season, week to week, and especially in the playoffs. Because Warren probably had, in that final, Aram, probably had like 60 or 70 guys on the sideline, right? Suited up. Where Rio Hondo Prep, I don't know, 40 at the most, maybe mid 36, 37 guys suited up. So it's hard to do that every single week. Not to mention that you're giving it to a star player and no opinionary like almost every play. So the fact that that guy's still even standing and walking is impressive. So Rio Hondo Prep.
He's a Muay Thai champion, Tarek.
No, the guy's a monster.
Muay Thai, legitimately, he's a Muay Thai state champion.
No,
I forget what weight he is.
No, I know that one, but doesn't he play another sport like lacrosse or a rugby? He's a rugby star. Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
all the kids there play multiple sports.
I think he plays rugby, and it's obvious that's not a CIF sanctioned sport, but he plays it like on a club level or so on and so forth. So yeah, Rio Hondo Prep's a great story. Numbers are picking up, by the way. And
Coach Merchants is right. He says just need the right 22. That's true. All you need is the right 22. You can only put 11 on at the same time. Yep. Sorry to cut you off, bro.
No. I don't know if I completely agree with that. Because you need like, you can't play the same guys all day long, you know. So you need a little bit of depth there, but I get what he's saying, and so the premise of what he's saying is true, but it's not literally true. So yeah, that was big for me, and then to echo some of your playoff kind of structure, man, we saw some 10-0 teams and number 1 seeds go down. Westlake 10-0, lost to Villa Park. Crespi 10-0, number 1 seed in Division 6, I believe, loses to actually a Big West team that finished like 4th or 5th in their league, East Vale of Roosevelt. So you had these teams that played themselves maybe a little too high, and were never really tested. And so here comes big bad, team that's actually not doing so great and knocks them off. That leads me to one standout performance, Aram, that I do want to play. You can see the screen, right?
Yeah, I can.
This was a record-breaking performance, and I want to give them some shine. I haven't really done this much this year, where I kind of go over standout performances. So, Aaron, if you look at the screen, and be part of the show, no, I'm kidding. So Koa Regalado is a quarterback at Colton High School. I'm gonna get him up on the screen. It's like I can't. It's like, dude, sometimes I'm just like, come on, man, get off your phone for 2 seconds. Golly. Okay.
She's very pretty, Tarek, I assure you.
Yeah, well, she can wait, and she can look at you on the screen if she tunes in.
She is tuned in.
Okay, good. Well, stop texting my boy. You're distracting him. I'm trying to run a show here. Okay, you got me all flustered now, for God's sake. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this up. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to run some highlights here. This is Koa Regalado. Listen to these stats, guys. This guy threw for 9 touchdowns and ran for a touchdown. So, Aaron, I think you should be able to see this on the screen.
Yep, I see.
And here's some highlights that I got a hold of, and we'll kind of let him run through. It's only like 2.5 minutes, so like almost everything he does is probably a touchdown. But again, 9 passes, 1 rushing. He scored 10 touchdowns, and what I believe ended up being like a 63-43 victory for Colton High School. I think this is Division 11. But it is the third. It set a. I wouldn't say it set a record. Well, it did set a record. According to Cal High Sports, it was the most touchdowns in a game in Inland Empire history, 10 touchdowns. And then it's third all time in the state of California. For those that want to know about 1 and 2. Actually, Aram, I don't know if I did like a little story. Maybe you read up on it. Any idea the number one game, who is responsible for the most touchdowns in a game in the state of California? I'll give you a hint, and that's why I'm asking. It was recent.
Okay. Everyone's definition of recent is different.
Oh, okay. Than the past 5 years.
I was going to say Toby Gerhart.
No.
But that's not recent, I
Correct,
guess.
correct.
And then I was going to go back before that and say David Dotson, but that's not recent, of course. I give up.
73-53 was the final. Thanks, Coach. It was Justin Martin, the quarterback at Inglewood, during that 106-0 game against Morningside. He threw 13, or I believe he threw them all. But anyway, he was responsible for 13 touchdowns in that game. And then the other mark, I believe, is 11, and it was a guy in 1999 that played at Pacific Palisades High School, a city section school. So yeah, and then there was I think there's another 10 or 11 athletes that have 10 as well. So this ties a bunch of other kids that have scored 10 touchdowns in a game. But I did some vanilla research on this young man. He's only a junior. He's up to 41 touchdowns this year. And from what I understand, the guy's got some talent. This isn't just some kid in Division 11 slinging it around against nobodies. He's got an offer from Hawaii, and he's got an offer from Marshall. And my guess is when you're going to lead your team deep into the playoffs, some more offers might come. Maybe he gets invited to some camps this offseason and get some other offers. But again, only a junior, decent size too. I want to say like 6'2". And these highlights, I mean, look at this throw downfield, cut off his back foot, bam. Now, the opponent, Ganesha, I mean, you might know a little bit more. Isn't Ganesha kind of like a Fred Robledo, San Gabriel Valley, Tribune school? You know anything about them?
They're on the fringe of that. They're Pomona.
Okay.
Like right as you kind of come down the hill on the 10 freeway into Pomona. They're sort of right there. Tarek, like the big thing for me on this is like he did this in the playoffs.
Yes.
And
yes.
That is the huge thing. This is where you go to be legendary, the playoffs. If you don't mind, Coach Aram now starting to give you a speech.
No,
this is where we go to create the biggest memories. I don't see too many people. I mean, maybe they are talking about league games or non-league games, 20 years down the line. But, they do talk about playoffs and banners and stuff like that. And that's where the cream sort of rises, that's where your stars really, really shine if they're legitimate stars. And you saw that not only from him, obviously that's like the performance of the week, but you saw that, from several other people. And it could be just as simple as the kid from Charter Oak, Damian Huff, the defensive back that baited the QB in overtime into a throw and intercepted a pass. Big time play, big time coaching, makes the play at the end of the game. Obviously, very well schooled kid comes up and he's legendary. I mean, now you could say I had the game winning interception in a playoff game. And then just, magnify that with every round that passes. I don't care what division you are, this is where legends are made. This is what people remember. So, there were lots of performances like that. There's going to be even more this week. So, it's great stuff.
I say it every year. I do these yearly award watch lists. I've even said it on the stream before. And right before league play, I do these watch lists. And I always mention that, okay, through non-league, you've put yourself on a watch list. That's great. But it's in league play and in the postseason where you can actually win the award you might be, up for. But then you get this Coa Regalado guy who now breaks onto the scene with this huge performance in a win-or-go-home situation, to your point. And, I don't know about everyone, but a lot of people are talking about him. We're talking about him. I want to give him his credit. On CBS LA, I'll post the clip tomorrow. I always post my clips after Sundays. I give my 3 shout-outs every weekend. And I gave him a shout-out, man. So you know, in a sense, you know, the other side of that is people always, oh, thanks for the coverage. And I was direct messaging with his assistant coach to get this film and stuff like that. And the guy said, oh, thanks for the love. And blah, blah. I said, I'm just doing my job. This guy earned it. I mean, I'm not doing anything that special, really. I'm not going and digging it up. His performance brought himself to my attention. So, yeah, no problem.
Who are the other two?
Say that. Okay, that's a great question. So, my first shout out, I joked around and talked about, you'll like the clip. I tell Jim Hill that kickers are people too. And I think it's Kyle Donahue who kicked a walk-off field goal for San Juan Hills, and they won.
Legendary.
They won D2. And then
Legendary.
And then my middle guy was Noah Peñaneri.
Okay, all right, yeah.
262 yards, three touchdowns in a comeback victory over Thousand Oaks.
Yeah,
and then I give actually an extra 2 shout-outs. I slipped in another 2. JSerra won the girls flag football 28-0, and Sierra Canyon won girls Division 1 championship. So I felt like those 2 teams might win national championships in their respective sports, by the way. That's how good those teams are. Anyway, yeah, man, just wanted to give a little shout out to Koa Regalato. Any final thoughts before we move on?
No, but we have 84 in here right now. That means we should have 84 likes, and we only have 2. So everybody that's in here, please hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you like Tarek or you like Aram, but you just like being here. So, yeah, please hit the like button.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like button would really help. I always throw this in there. I almost feel dirty saying it, but listen, donations are always welcome. I mean, it's just the truth. There is a way to donate and give to the channel, make it better, trying to make it bigger and badder, and want to keep this thing going, man. I got ideas and I want to expand on it, so no pressure at all. At least a subscribe and a like is really all I want. You guys feel, like you want to donate and give to the channel, that would be appreciated, and I'll leave it at that. Okay, Aram, I'm going to now put up what is the Division 1 quarterfinal bracket. Would you want to move on there? Or you want to?
Yeah, sure. Congrats to all the teams in D1 that advanced to the quarterfinals.
Love it.
Without even stepping on a field. And by the way, back to the Packers game tonight, Packers-Eagles tonight. Everybody, you saw that the calendar, I know it's Green Bay and it was 33 degrees at kickoff, but you saw that the calendar has now really turned to November and football weather is upon us, and you will see that locally here coming up because we're going to have rain Thursday. We're going to have rain Friday. And if you think you can play basketball on grass or artificial turf, you have another thing coming. Precipitation hits the field. The weather gets colder. The game slows down. Are you able to physically push somebody around? Are you able to run the ball down somebody's throat? Are you able to make key stops? Are you able to stop the run? Those are the things that's going to win championships here over the next few weeks, okay? All the stuff you did in 7-on-7, I shouldn't say all of it, but that type of offense is going to be much, much harder to do. So just keep that in mind, and it's going to really be seen on Friday. Weather could affect a lot of these games. You're welcome.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll tell you what. Okay, so with that being said, let's start with Sierra Canyon Santa Margarita. Because I just feel like that game was, again, it's not a slight at anybody, but that game is about the juggernaut defenses. So my guess is even in perfect weather, it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. Would it not be fair to say you'd be shocked if it was some, shootout, 35-33 or something? I mean, I don't see it. So now you add the rain, and it's really going to be about who runs the ball better and so on and so forth, or runs the ball more efficiently, whatever you want to call it, because I would say I would actually give the edge passing-wise to Sierra Canyon with Laird Finkel. They've proven they can move the ball through the air, though he can turn it over. So that's not good. Trace Johnson, I believe that's his name, right? Trace Johnson? Santa Margarita quarterback. Kind of hit or miss, man. Hasn't really shown. In fact, they get Trent Mosley in, and a lot of their success came from him under center, running like Wildcat stuff.
Right.
So you got to expect more of that on Thursday. Man, it's a toss-up, Aram. I'm going to go on CalPreps and see what they're predicting. Go ahead. What do you think about the game?
First of all, Daryl Trujillo, I said what I said. Even if it doesn't rain, dude, there's going to be precipitation, not stuff that we haven't
even
seen.
Just cold.
That too.
Yeah,
it's going to get colder theoretically, even though it's been like 80 something.
No, it's going to get. Okay, I guess what you're saying. You're saying you don't trust the forecast.
No, I'm just pissed that it's been hot recently.
I know,
I'm down for some cooler weather.
Yeah, amen. It's supposed to come. If you look at the forecast, it's supposed to come. Go ahead.
And I hate running the AC like at night, and then I'm freezing in the morning. But whatever. All right, that be that as it may. I think in this Santa Margarita game, this is finally the first test for Sierra Canyon against a class defense, like a championship level defense, which Santa Margarita, make no mistake, has. So what are they going to do? And obviously, Santa Margarita is going to be hard pressed. Our boy Carson Palmer, former guest on this show, guest on Fox Sports as well every week, I guess, as we figured out on Colin Coward. Our boy Carson Palmer, what's he going to come up with? Because his team's had struggles scoring points. You mentioned that. I really feel like all they need is 14 here, and they have a good shot to win. And I feel the same way about Sierra Canyon. Tarek, would you be shocked if somebody cracked 20 in this game?
No, I wouldn't be shocked. No, 20, 21, 24, that seems about the ceiling. I'd be shocked if someone got to 30.
No shot anyone gets to 30.
Total 30. I could see a 2013 game, but like that would be a very low percentage. That would be a very low percentage. Hold on, I'm trying to sign into my high school ratings. Stupid. Now it's like got me tripping, man. I hate this stuff, dude. Email.
And by the way, man, their ratings. I mean, they had Thousand Oaks, I think, by 12 Oriana Prep. I don't know, man. Not a fan.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if it's this email. Access. Did this guy? I wonder if this guy like booted me.
Coach Merchant says in Marietta Friday there's going to be a low of 38. That's probably reached overnight, but by fourth quarter of that game, you're in the 40s for sure. Good luck throwing the ball around the field with that.
Oh, here we go. I got my. Jeez.
Remember, the ball is actual like pigskin, so that even has an effect. That bad boy becomes super hard, man.
Okay, sorry, I signed into the high school ratings. Jeez, I didn't realize it was this.
Bro, you all right over there?
No, I'm not. I'm not okay. It's just like, no, I'm fine. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to see what they project the score is going to be, and I'm trying to sign in. I forgot what email it was.
If anybody remembers Tarek's login, please.
I got it. What's the date? The 14th? Okay, here we go. Geez, sorry, guys. Stand by. My God. Coach
Miller, did you talk a little shit to Matt V after the win?
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait. He's going to respond. Respond.
V probably in here on
Coach Miller's cool, man. He's a cool
There's our boy Vinu.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Sorry, guys.
Tell me you're not going to Palmdale, Vinu, for that game, please. And if you are going to Palmdale, just keep going and go to Vegas after, dude.
Oh, you're talking what game? Paraclete?
No, South Pass.
Oh.
Come on, Tarek, get your head into D12.
I hate to say it, but I think Oaks Christian has a path. It's ridiculous. Okay, Division 1. Okay, the moment of Sierra Canyon. These are all number 8 and number 9. I guess that's just the rankings. Okay, they got. Look at this. Okay, they got Sierra Canyon winning the game 21-14.
All right.
So yeah, that's what that's what I was saying. Like a 2013, 2014 kind of game wouldn't be totally crazy. And I just wonder if there might be. Bear with me on this, and maybe coaches in the chat might like a week off with the bye, knowing who you're gonna play. Is that good? I would assume that's gonna be good, like for the offense. Obviously, it's good for everybody in the health, but I would just imagine if a week off, you've got all this time to prepare for that defense. The offense should score. No, I mean, my gosh.
I kind of worry that teams, come out a little off key, if you will, offensively, and favors the defense at least early. They're out of rhythm. Having this is off of a bye week. I would but since everyone has one, then it's fine. By the way, that's a betting angle, everybody. I'll give this out now because I'm not going to repeat it because I don't want to kill my own market. But when the college football playoffs start up, the teams that have byes bet against them in the first half. That angle went 4-0. All those teams that had a bye, again, in the college football playoff, when they play their first playoff game, bet against them in the first half. Went 4-0 last year. You're welcome.
Yeah. So I don't know how much the bye helps. I don't know how much it hurts. That'll be interesting. Are they going to come out? Is the first quarter score going to be 0-0? Are there going to be turnovers, especially with the rain or any type of precipitation or weather? Let me look up if someone's asking.
Do you go full blown Super Bowl coach and like keep it conservative in the first half because nobody wants to lose the Super Bowl in the first half?
Right.
And then you kind of open it up in the second half. That's another good betting angle for everyone out there. First half under in the Super Bowl, even though last year it was 24 and it landed on 24 because of that late interception. Yeah, that hurt your boy.
Bellflower. Okay. I honestly didn't even. Bellflower plays Colton in the next round, so Coach Miller has to try and stop the quarterback that just scored 10 touchdowns. I think that's pretty interesting. Well, good luck, Coach. That sounds like a tall task. But I know he's going to be confident. His son Austin Miller is a standout wide receiver. I'm sure we'll be talking about him for the next 3 years. Okay, man. Let's keep looking at these Division I brackets. I mean, do we think Mission Viejo has a chance to beat Mater Dei?
Oh man.
Here we go. You got to kind of go with what you've been saying all year. Come on. The Kim Kardashian thing. Go.
Yeah, I'm not going to give the Kim Kardashian angle, but those that know. If you had one team that's going to get you in that door to pick, you had to pick one. I think it still stands up right now. You have one team, gun to head, in D1 that you have to pick, and things go bad if that one team doesn't win it. Everyone could say, oh, I think Centennial's got a shot, and Margarita's got a shot, even Sierra Canyon. But I know everybody here is going to pick Mater Dei or Bosco. So who's the favorite? Or are they tri-favorites, Sierra Canyon, Mater Dei, and Bosco?
I like your take, I think, last week when you said, man, they just picked up the biggest win of the season. It seemed to, and I wrote about it, I wrote kind of a little small column about the win in so many ways, kind of just like washing away their sins, per se. Their 2 losses that they had this year. So Mater Dei gets this big win over St. John Bosco, proves what they're capable of, and now it's all in the past because the postseason's a whole new season and a clean slate. So you were basically the one saying like, hey, why not Mater Dei? In fact, you could argue they are the favorite to win the tournament. I'm like, you know what? That's a good take. That being said, I'm slightly, there's no question. See, I fight fair. Slight homer here in regard to Sierra Canyon. I think I've been watching lots of football. I've been watching all these programs, and I get a little bit of credit for calling Mater Dei's losses this year. Because you were like, I don't know. And I'm like, watch, here we go. It's gonna topple. So we've seen the immortal juggernaut of Mater Dei bleed and look mortal. Then they went and they beat St. John Bosco and made the Braves look mortal. Who we have not seen bleed this year is Sierra Canyon. You see what I'm saying? They kind of look like they're, like Hercules or something. So I do think that defense is capable. And last thing, if you see Mater Dei lose and you see now Mater Dei go and beat St. John Bosco, if you're Sierra Canyon or Mission Viejo or Centennial, there's a little blood in the water, Aram. Aren't you a little more like fired up about yourself, thinking, wait a minute, these guys are vulnerable. They are vulnerable of a loss. So I think it gives you more of a fighting chance knowing that it's possible. Anyway,
I will say this: the format, I think having that bye favors or helps. I shouldn't say favors, but it helps Centennial, Mission Viejo, those types of teams that they won't have to be in heavyweight fights for 4 weeks. It'll just have to be 3 weeks. They just got to put together 3 big games consecutively, and then it's on. But so Coach Miller picked Sierra Canyon, Coach Merchant picked Sierra Canyon. I think you are, it sounds like, picking Sierra Canyon.
I would say Sierra Canyon's the team.
Your boy Aram loves star power, and if you're going to give me 2 Ohio State receivers and a USC tight end walking into the stadium,
I like this.
I'm going to feel like pretty good about things. Can anybody boast that kind of offensive firepower in D1? And don't say Bosco. Don't say Bosco. Yes, they're very, very good offensively. But Bowman, the 2 Ohio State receivers, I think are a better downfield threat, outside threat than what Bosco has. All right, chat, go ahead, blow me up.
No. That
I don't think Sierra Canyon has anything like that for you know.
I like your take. Their defense is I would say Sierra Canyon's defense is the best, with Santa Margarita being a close second. You could even argue they're flip-flop. That's how good those defenses are. Sierra Canyon certainly has weapons on offense, but it's fair to, but they're not as good as Mater Dei's. I mean, they're just not. Right. Now, quarterback play has been a little spotty for Mater Dei this year. It has been. Yeah, Hopkins showed up for Bosco. He threw 5 touchdowns. Let's give him his flowers. But, you know, someone's putting into that Sierra Canyon hasn't played the top dogs, and you're right. You're right. But you don't. Look, man, you make these schedules a year and a half in advance. You don't know how good these teams are going to be, and it just so happened that JSerra clearly wasn't the team that we all, thought they would be. Usually a little bit more competitive. So yeah, they play. Go ahead.
Just honestly, okay. Let's look at the whole division, all 8 teams.
Yeah.
Is Sierra Canyon the least battle tested of all of them?
Yeah, without question.
I mean, even though they played Orange Lutheran and beat them and blew everyone's mind doing it.
Yep.
Orange Lutheran has played the better top to bottom schedule.
Orange Lutheran's played the toughest schedule like in the country. You go look at their schedule; it's like fake. How like those poor guys didn't give themselves a break. Poor Rod Sherman. The fact that they're still standing is remarkable. Yes, there's no question. Sierra Canyon is the least battle tested. It just is the truth. And that's not necessarily their fault completely. They put together a nice schedule. The Mission League isn't what it used to be. I mean, look, let's call it what it is. Sarah Gardena finished last and didn't make the playoffs. That is an indictment on the league. Chaminade, the second place finisher, got boat raced by Chaparral. There's no Mission League teams left in Division 2. That's it. So that you've got Notre Dame, Aumont, and Loyola in divisions they really even shouldn't be in. Division 3 is competitive. But like Loyola down in Division 5, I think, Aram. I mean, that is low for that type of program. So point is the reason they're still alive is they're probably a little bit lower than they even know they should be.
But they are where they belong. That is where Loyola belongs, is D5.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean, that both can be true. I mean, that's where they belong this year, I guess. I mean, that's, but again, I don't know how, I don't know, man. It's like, if you asked Coach Kasani after the year, like, yeah, man, like, you guys won the Division 5 CIF championship, how fired up you think he would be?
I think you'll be pretty fired up.
Why don't you ask oh girl. Go ahead, text her. Ask her about Loyola. See what she says. Go ahead, ask her, dude. See, ask her if she likes the Cubs this year, man. And I'm not talking about Chicago and Pete Cora Armstrong. Go ahead, dude. See what she says. Unbelievable, this guy.
That was one.
It's so bad you're not even discreet about it. Not only are you looking down off camera where I'm trying to conduct a show with you, for God's sake, the worst part is I can hear the bing and then the whoop every time you send a message. You don't even have your sound effects off. That's how bad you are at this.
I have a lot of people that text me about Monday Night Football, Tarek, stuff like that. So whatever.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
Man. I think Coach Kasani would be pumped, and I also want to shout out to the Loyola kids who stuck around. Okay,
No,
Nobody really knows. I mean, what happened?
this is the best point you're gonna make. Keep going. This is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Where are the kids that left Loyola in that mass exodus? What are their playoff games this week? We don't really know, but I do know like Milliken's out, right? I'm
Yes.
sure they went other places. Maybe some of them are still alive, hopefully for their sake. But I was actually texting about this today with a Loyola grad, a real good friend of mine, who's now like kind of got a son at Damien. So he's level headed. And back to those guys that left, can you imagine? Like, imagine walking away from a diploma from Loyola to transfer to Milliken or wherever else they went. And I'm not saying like Milliken's some horrible school, but seriously, not to be sondy here, but Loyola is a very prestigious diploma to have, man. It's as good as it gets in SoCal. Parents, you got to play the long game. I just can't imagine like a parent walking away from, having their kid walk away from a diploma from Loyola. It just blows my mind.
Totally agree. No, I agree with that. I don't know, man. I know we kind of differ a little bit on the system and where teams fall. Again, to me, a drop threshold is needed. I think there's certain teams that shouldn't drop down because the problem with it is you end up a team dropping down that's not good, even to their own standards, and playing a team that's having the year of their life and loses. Laguna Beach went 9-1. Had to come on the road and play Notre Dame of Sherman Oaks and lost by 20 points.
And that was D3?
D3,
yeah.
Yeah. Is it D3? God, I'm losing
track.
Yeah,
that's their Notre Dame could play Alma, so that's the they're in the same division.
Okay, yes. Okay, it's just like what a tough sledding, huh? I mean, my gosh.
But
so that's the only part I don't like about it. However, again, Division 3 is a solid division. Go ahead.
What league is Laguna Beach in?
They're like in with like Dana Hills. It's the Foxtrot League, if I'm not mistaken.
What a name. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how to foxtrot, by the way, Tar?
Do I know how to foxtrot?
It's a dance, yeah.
Yeah, is that like an old-timey dance? Like we got like cigars and top hats? Like, hello, my darling, hello,
No, that's like swing. No.
Okay.
The foxtrot like would be the waltz. But think of it like ballroom dancing.
Oh, okay. The answer is no, but now I'm getting now I understand what you're asking. The answer is no. I don't know how to foxtrot.
Yeah, so
but I can teach you how to Dougie though, bro.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh man, you don't even laugh at that? Oh, you're not locked in tonight, dude. You're too distracted. We're gonna.
I'm trying to find the standings of their league, and like I'm having a hard time.
Hard time? Just type in Laguna Beach and click standings.
Bro, Max Prep's not being kind to Aram tonight.
Anyways, faster than you, like this.
So think of the
like this football.
You can't just type in Laguna Beach and standings, bro.
Actually, you can. That's what's crazy.
You're gonna get pictures of the beach.
No.
All right.
So I got it. Yeah, it's the Foxtrot League, and they finished first with Dana Hills. They're in the same league as Aliso, Nagel, Orange, Northwood, and Fountain Valley.
Okay. All right. Well, whatever.
Point is that's a league like their hardest game of the year came against Notre Dame Sherman Oaks.
But shouldn't your hardest game of the year come in the playoffs?
Not when you're 9-1.
Well, so
not the opening game. Not the opening game. Now I'm not saying they deserve a layup. I'm not saying like you deserve a win, but that's tough, man. To go on the road and have to play a Mission League team is tough. Real tough. Okay. What do we think about Centennial Servite? That's a rematch.
Yeah. I would imagine. I would say I don't know if you saw the ratings.
Yeah, I got them right here.
7-point favorite Servite. I mean,
42-22.
Oh, 20-point favorite. Wow, Aram's really off there. I guess I'm supposed to lay the points or take the points.
The girl's gonna be upset with you, man. That wasn't good.
No, that has nothing to do with it. I don't know.
I love that. Like sometimes it's like sometimes I'm serious and you think I'm joking, and then sometimes I'm
True.
joking and you think I'm serious.
True. Tarek's a very hard guy to read in the chat, by the way, the group chat. Very hard guy to
Oh
read.
man, hey, real quick sidebar. You and Fred like got into it the other day, man. That it got hot in there, man. That
Yep.
was, and then you cooled off. It was all cooler heads prevailed.
I blew my top. I blame the testosterone. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, when the playoffs come, like Aram goes up another level too. Like the opinions and like the intensity and all that stuff. Don't even talk to me about bowl season. Like they have to assign someone at work to help me.
Okay.
Because I lose my mind on the daily. Same thing for March Madness.
A nice matchup in D2. I think we're kind of done with D1. I mean, I hate to talk about Orange Lutheran this way, but I don't think they're going to beat St. John Bosco. So
no.
Okay, sorry. Okay, wait a minute. Who do you have Sierra Canyon, Santa Margarita. Who do you have?
Sierra Canyon.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Man, and then I don't know if you saw, but Sierra Canyon won the coin flip, so they would host St. John Bosco.
And my boy will be there, I imagine.
I think I'll have to be there. I mean, it's like that would arguably be the biggest game. I'm not a historian, and I doubt anybody's in here that knows the San Fernando Valley better than myself. Right, other than a couple people, but I might be willing to say that if St. John Bosco comes to town for a semifinal Division I game in the playoffs, it could be the biggest high school football game in the San Fernando Valley's history. I know that sounds crazy, but the last Division I champion from the San Fernando Valley, Aram,
Presby?
You got it, 1986.
Oh, wow. Is that Russell White?
Troy Thomas was on the team. I think Russell White was like might have been an underclassman or something like that. You're in the right era there.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's just not something that's been done. Teams have made the Division I. I want to say Crestview might have gotten to the Pac-5 final one year and like lost to Long Beach Poly. You might actually know that better than I. Like early 2000s, something like that. Again, under Troy Thomas. Troy Thomas again. But yeah, man. So when it comes to game, magnitude, what's at stake, two big time, we're talking, if those teams both win, Bosco and Sierra Canyon will be like both top 5 nationally ranked teams.
By the way, our boy Stevie Ramirez in the chat probably has a line of the night referring to the guys that left Loyola and that whole diploma angle. He says it's like transferring from Stanford.
Yeah.
You just don't do it. You just don't do it, parents. I don't know what's up with you. Stop trying to get paid at the high school level. Anyways, Tarek, I want to turn the tables on you though real quick. Like the thought just popped in my head. Is Sierra Canyon the team with the most pressure on it in all divisions in the entire Southland?
Probably. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean,
what if they lost first round?
Yeah, no, that would be a disappointment.
And what would people start saying?
I'd have to write something about that, and Ellinghaus knows it. I mean, that's my guy.
And what would people start saying? They would talk a lot of smack about,
hey, you got the horses, but you can't get it done. I mean, that's just the truth. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I think if you're a program that's really trying to be a Division I championship program, you have to look at yourself in the mirror when you have a talented team like this, and if you can't pull it off, I don't know what you want me to tell you. And at the end of the day, what you could blame it on is, we should have been the 2 seed, the 3 seed. Man, you're going to have to play these really good teams regardless, man. So first round exit, semifinal exit, it really doesn't matter. This team was built to win a championship. And so that's their goal. That's 1. 2, certainly winning the first round over Santa Margarita, would be a nice feather in their cap because that's a really, really good team. Yeah. You go and you lose to St. John Bosco, it's going to hurt, but certainly it wouldn't be like, I don't think there would be any like smack talk about that. What do you think? I guess it would depend on how they lost if they were to.
I think there's going to be a lot of people that'll come out of the woodwork, like saying, like, see, their strength of schedule. I told you all year that they didn't have it offensively, blah blah blah. And maybe there's something to that. I just think that they are the team across all of the Southland that has the most pressure on them.
Yes.
Maybe that pressure goes away with a win. Just get to the semis, and then
Yes,
after
yes.
that,
Then it's like a true
Yeah.
like level playing field per se in regard to pressure. Great question, and you're right, man. That's even like, if I'm someone, I don't plan on it, but if I was, if the Daily News had a full-time prep writer, that would be a great kind of preview, is like the pressure, because they're 10-0 and they've been whomping on people. So here's the litmus test, you know what I mean? So we'll see. I do think Sierra Canyon's going to win the game. I think they got a little more firepower. They're more confident in that firepower, and that defense is just thirsty. They are just chomping at the bit. So
Agno says Troy Thomas wasn't the coach. I think Tarek was saying he was a player there. Agno.
no, he's talking about an 07. The coach was
Yeah.
Jeremiah Ross, so he's probably right. Like,
Okay, but
yeah.
Troy was a player there though, right?
In 86, he was on
Yeah.
that team, 100%.
Okay, right.
And
What did he play?
Agno probably even knows that. He's referring to when I was talking about how Crespi got back one time in the early 2000s, and he says yes, 2007, but Troy wasn't the coach, and
What
the coach was
position did he
Jeremiah
play?
Ross. I believe defensive back.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he was like a safety, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So that leads me to my last kind of topic before we kind of head out here, and that's the coaching carousel.
Yeah,
Let's talk about that.
I want to know what you have here, Tarek.
Oh, I got some stuff.
Okay. Because I see you, tweeting about coaching carousel and Coach 4 and 24 openings already and all this stuff, and I'm trying to think, like, other than who do I like? What are the openings besides St. Francis? Like, maybe I'm just
there's
like,
JSerra St. Francis. The Marietta Mesa job is apparently supposed to open up this week or something like that, which I think would be an interesting kind of.
Is that the one that people were saying there's a surprise opening coming this week?
Potentially.
Okay.
But there's other coaches, and I don't want to I don't want to say too much, but there's other coaches that I know that are shopping. So like coaches that are at programs, safe, had good years, and that are putting their names out there. But I will say, we're talking about them. So like the JSerra gig, it's really not that crazy, because they've been kind of names that have been rumored for years with Trinity League's programs and other big notch programs, and that's. So don't be surprised if they go after Troy Thomas back in the Trinity League at JSerra, which would be a big time, which would be a fun, big time, splashy, like it would check all the boxes. Okay.
And he's in Orange County. He lives in Orange County, right?
He lives in Orange County.
Okay.
Now, I've said, and I hate to be so harsh, but I've said, like, it's possible that Oaks Christian job opens back up. So I've kind of thought, like, oh, well, maybe if Troy Thomas wants to come back up, towards this way, Valley, kind of, dude, Westlake Village, I don't know, it's like nice, Thousand Oaks, that's where, but from what I understand, his wife, like, it ain't happening. Like, they're staying in Orange County. So Troy Thomas, JSerra seems like a good fit. Okay. The other one is our boy Catman.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely in the mix for big jobs. And I think it's possible that JSerra and Catalano are talking. Whether he gets the gig, I don't know. He'd have to put together a really like experienced staff, because he'd be a first-time head coach, and he's a younger guy, but the guy knows what he's doing, and he's very confident in himself. I love Catman, so that'd be really fun to see him at a big program like JSerra. And then what's interesting is I don't really have like an insight on this, and maybe you might. But the St. Francis gig, like, who could they possibly go get that would be better than Dean Harrington? Now, they might go get someone that could, like, win them games, but at first, it's going to be hard to follow that up.
I think they'll have a lot of names to choose from. Why wouldn't Steve Haggerty go back in for that job. He's he's at West Covina now. He was the finalist along with Harrington. They picked Harrington over Haggerty. Why wouldn't he go back in and try and go for that
Man, I
job?
hope he had changed. I hope he has an attitude check.
Yeah, gonna be hard.
I hope, like, if any, and it's just if St. Francis, if anyone that like, I mean, Fred would tell you the same thing, and he covered him for years and the whole thing. It's like, dude, Haggerty's just hard to get in touch with, hard to get at him to do like a questionnaire.
Right.
Just not a pleasant guy to work with. I mean, it's just,
Hard
it is
to
what
have
it
him
is.
give his players their pads and stuff they need to play in the All-Star game, and then the coach at Sure has to contact his Nike rep to get those players, fitted for the game. Whereas every other coach seemed to be able to give their kids the gear they needed for the game. Yeah, go on.
Rumors.
Not a fan, buddy.
Coach Miller just kind of nailed it. There have been rumors that, like, I'll tell you, like Oaks Christian could open up, right? There's been rumors that like Loyola could open up. There's been
Well,
a
what
room.
year are Kasani's kids?
I think one's I Henry, and then there's Kane. I think he's either a junior or a senior.
Okay, because he'll stay through the duration of them, I imagine.
If they want him to. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Remember, new president now.
They're going to win CIF.
Yeah, that's true too. That could keep him there. That's a rumor. I don't know if there's any merit to it. And then the other one is Damien. I've been hearing Damien could open up.
Yeah, that's been the rumor, and I thought that was going to happen too. And I thought even some of their studs that would be returning are going to be going other places and jetting out. I really thought Damien would look drastically different, but today Coach Four brought up Coach Stewart and said he ain't leaving.
Okay,
Coach
good.
Stewart.
No, good.
So if Coach Four is right about that, then Damien's,
yeah, he's doing a heck of a job. And then Merchant makes a good point. It's almost like a reminder. I think that one's imminent. I do think the Poly coach could be on his way out, given how like ugly the season was with all these transfers. And I've heard that. So what was a kind of a fun, cool story? I never got around to doing it, but the coach's wife is their strength and conditioning coach. And I believe I was told that she's not doing it anymore or something like that. So that could be a sign of what's to come. I don't know. I'm just sharing rumors, not doing any reporting here, just kind of spitballing. But that's what I'm hearing out there, and they all could be bogus. But there's a lot of them that I'm talking about are true. So we'll see what happens, man. I tell you what, keep an eye on my Twitter, guys, because I'll know more stuff in the coming weeks. All these hires generally happen in December before winter break. Go ahead.
These jobs like St. Francis and Long Beach Poly, there's some repairs that need to be done.
Yeah.
Everybody, I know, those are glamour names, but there are repairs. Those programs need a little bit of rebuilding. So, it looks sexy on paper, but it's going to take some work. Even JSerra.
Look at Coach Miller. Read that comment.
Yeah, I see that. Needs to take a long look at losing her head coach, Jason Miller. Just so I'm sure Jason Miller, Coach Miller.
Yeah, man, he's having a great year.
Yeah.
Losing her, don't be surprised.
That was a nice win.
Don't be surprised they go mess around and beat Chaparral because they're very, very capable. So I'm trying to think who Leisinger beat in the first round.
Green Lutheran.
That's right.
Team.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, man, that's what I got on Coaching Carousel right now. There's a couple other things I got to keep on the hush, but nobody's talking about Burbank stepped up in Southern Section Division 6 this year. I don't know a thing about Burbank. I think they got a quarterback that throws it around the yard pretty good, though. That's, I think, all I
good
know.
QB.
Okay, yeah. So
but Burbank got put up in D6, but their league champion Muir was in D4. So
Coach Miller, careful, Coach. We don't want to, we don't want you getting popped for undue influence. Chill, man. Chill. This is being recorded. Yeah, look, I think we'll start to kind of wind it down here. I know we got a good number in here, but it's 9:30, man. We had a good show tonight. We got a little, we got the Rory story going. Trip to Vegas in the summer could be epic. Yeah. And yeah, more playoff football coming up, guys. You know, it's the quarterfinals. We got semifinals next week, and that's it. The championships are at the end of the month. I will say, you know, just for you, Aram, and for the chat, you know, my birthday is November 30th. So
Okay.
I'm always working on my birthday because it always ends up being on like that Saturday, or there's always championships going on that weekend. So I'll have to celebrate another day, but looking forward to seeing who makes it to the final. I always go to the CIF luncheon on that Monday, which is really, really fun. And then the last that I'll ask is, regardless of who makes it, will you be at the Division 1 final?
Yep, I will be there. I'm off work that night,
Not a
day
bad.
after Thanksgiving, the
Not a bad.
28th. I will be there. I'm hoping to hang with you there.
I'll
Hoping
be
to
there.
see
It's
lot of people.
always cold.
Yep, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm built for that.
yeah, and
Rose
it's
Bowl.
always like I call it Twitter fingers. It just
Yeah,
becomes hard. So yeah, I've been there when it's just.
I covered the USC Texas national title game, Rose Bowl. That was a few days after New Year's, and it was pretty cold that night.
Wait a minute, dude. Was that when Vince Young ran it in?
Ah,
You were there?
yeah,
Dude, I did not know that. That's like one of the
yeah, I
greatest.
was
That's
covering
one of
it.
the greatest college football games of all time.
Yeah, so I had 5, 6 teasers ending to USC at Pick'em, or I think -1 in the game. For people that don't know, at the Rose Bowl, they let the media go down with 4 minutes left in the game. You can go down and be on the field. So me and my buddy, who was a columnist for SCNG at the time, we went down. We left the press box and went down. We were on the field, and so when I got on the field, that's when Vince Young scored the first of his touchdowns. Now the sideline is totally packed because everyone wants to be down there. I was like standing right near Matthew McConaughey. Lots of big names. Tarek, are you still there? Or am I still there?
Yeah, you're good. Keep going. You're
Okay,
good.
your screen froze for me on our little system here, but
Oh well, it could just be. What about now?
yeah, okay, yeah, I
Okay,
see
yeah,
it.
it could have just been a little
So
hiccup. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You sound great. Go ahead.
I'm standing on the sideline right where Vince Young scores the first of his 2 late touchdowns on a run, and I don't see him, but I see this white helmet go across the top of everyone's heads because he's so tall. And I
Okay.
saw him score, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. USC is going to get the ball back, and a couple first downs are going to win this thing, and then obviously that's the Lindale White run instead of having Reggie Bush on the field. And by that time, I left, and I went. I went from the Texas sideline. That was the sideline that the outlet from the press box led out to, and I made a loop around the Rose Bowl to the USC sideline. And when I got to their sideline, I hear this dude on the USC bench saying, "Hey, hey, man!" And I look, and it's Will Harris, who I covered in high school, and Desmond Reed, who went to Temple City. They were both players at USC at the time, saying, "Hey, man!" So I shook hands with them. They were standing on the USC benches on their sideline watching the game, and I made my way down to the end zone on like the USC sideline, and that's where I got to see the second touchdown, which blew me up. I lost so much money because all my teasers blew up. I just need USC to win the game, basically. All my teasers blew up. And after the game, I was trying to like find interviews and stuff on the field. And I almost tripped and fell over like a little 4'2" tall Texas cheerleader. And she laughed at me. That's my story, bro.
Was it cold?
It was cold, yeah. And you know what I noticed more than anything, and it's weird to say this because it was, half the crowd was USC, half the crowd was Texas. Holy shit, it was loud, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like it sounds kind of like a jet engine. And again, remember when it's 50-50, only half the stadium is cheering. Okay?
Right.
But even half of that stadium, 50,000 people cheering, was super loud, man.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I mean, I got to go to the Rose Bowl, or it was Oregon, Ohio State last year.
Mm-hmm.
But that game was a total dud. I mean, it was still awesome and a beautiful day and all that. I got to take my dad. But man, it was. I didn't really get to experience that kind of like awesome game because it was such a blowout. But still fun.
I've covered several Rose Bowls, believe it or not.
Yeah, no, I believe
Been to several,
it.
yeah.
But now it's like I don't think I knew you covered that one, man. That's an epic
Yeah.
one. All right, man. Well, look, I think we'll call it a night. We certainly are going to look forward to these second round matchups. If you're still here, thank you for watching. I'm going to send Aram on his way, and then I'll kind of close this thing out. But Aram, any final thoughts before Friday night's game? And don't forget Friday Night Spaces on Twitter, guys.
Yeah, no, just want to thank everybody for being here. Hope everybody has a great time this week with the next round or the current round if you're in D1. Hopefully you guys get out to a game and have a great time. And this is just the funnest time of year. So I just really appreciate everyone being here. And then like Tarek said, Friday night, Friday Football Flow after the game on Twitter. Follow Tarek or follow me. And we'll have fun rehashing and going crazy about the results.
You can now you can give girl your undivided attention, man. I know you've been chomping at the bit, dude. You got it. And look, see that chat? Like I mention it and he kind of like nods his head and like kind of like grits his teeth. No smile, no laugh because he knows girl's watching, so he's trying to like play it cool.
She may not still be watching. Who knows?
I'm sure. You know what? If she is, then maybe you give her a little more undivided attention. If she isn't, I don't know, man. She may not be the one,
Yeah, you never know, man. We'll have to figure all that out.
See, so much unsaid from Aram in those moments. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we got to be careful. But Aram, much appreciated, man. As always, we will be here back next week to recap the quarterfinals, talk semis, and boy, we will know if Sierra Canyon's the real deal. That's for sure. Until next time, my friend, I'm going to send you on your way with your bumper. Peace.
Bye.
Bro, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
Another successful show, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Man. Okay, thanks, Steve. UCLA beat Oklahoma women's hoops. That's fantastic. I know USC won like a buzzer beater. Jazzy Davidson came in the clutch. I think it was Sunday, which was yesterday. Listen, again, if you could hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, that is also a click of a button. Really would appreciate that. We're on our way to 2,000 subs. Already reached 1,500 last week with last week's show. So this isn't possible without you guys. I really, really appreciate it. We're having fun on here. We've had some great shows. We've had some good shows. I don't think we've had a bad show yet. So that's a credit to you guys as well. It's keeping the energy, keeping the chat alive. Thanks for all the coaches, other media members that are in here. Hey, my buddies that are in here, and just people that are, I'm not going to call you fans because I think that sounds a little dramatic, but those interested in the content, in the channel, the followers, the subscribers, appreciate your support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be at Sierra Canyon and Santa Margarita on Friday. That's going to be a doozy, man. I could be back at Sierra Canyon again the following for the semifinal if they win. Appreciate all the support. Hey, honestly, man, just be praying for us. My wife and I, we got a 2-year-old. We got a 3-week-old. We are in the thick of it right now. But what a blessing it has been. So if you believe in the power of prayer, I would certainly appreciate it. That being said, you know how I'm going to exit this thing. I say it every week. And that is, man, take the job seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. Have a good night.